All right, guys. NFL Power Rankings heading into Week 11 edition. My Week 10 Power Rankings video got a lot of slack. Right, I was getting a lot of different opinions in the comment section. Y'all were calling me a loser, gay, feminine, whatever you were saying in the conversation. Oh, maybe just saying I was terrible at this, but I know what I'm talking about, guys. You guys just have to be honest with yourself. I'm a Chargers fan, and I'm a brutally honest Chargers fan. I know what I see. I'm not biased, right? So what I see when I see good football being played, I understand it. When I see bad football being played, I understand it. So I'm going to show you in week 11 a more calm approach of why I believe and a more brutally honest approach of why I believe these teams belong where they belong. And let's start first with number 21, Jacksonville Jaguars. Previously, I had them at 18. I know they are a winning team, right? They're above 500, but they are shit. They're terrible, right? They're awful. And that's just what it is. They barely beat the Raiders last week, right? It took an overtime and a 2-point conversion fail by the Raiders and Geno Smith for the Jacksonville Jaguars to come out victorious. The Jacksonville Jaguars, you could say injuries are a problem. I don't care. They're just not good because Trevor Lawrence is not good. Trevor Lawrence, if you have to rank quarterbacks, is he in the top 15? Is he in the top 20? So that is the leader of your franchise. And if he's not good and his receivers, I mean, you could say that his receivers are not good. I mean, they obviously have Brian Thomas. They have some good quality players there, right? But they are not a good team and they don't mesh well. I mean, Liam Cohen, the coach, is trying his best. I think he's a good coach, honestly. I actually think he's a good coach, but he needs better players around Trevor Lawrence if Trevor Lawrence is going to be the guy, or just move on from Trevor Lawrence. I mean, you saw with Kyler Murray what happened, right? Like, is this the guy, Kyler Murray? The Arizona Cardinals fans, fan base, and upper management and players, they wanted Kyler Murray to be the guy so badly that they wasted 6 or 7 years with Kyler Murray. And is it time that Trevor Lawrence is just not the guy in Jacksonville? Maybe we can't build him to be the number one with lack of pieces. Maybe he needs to be on a $20 million contract instead of a $40 million contract so we can have pieces around him because he's not that good of a quarterback. That's what the Jacksonville Jaguars need to answer. I believe that he is not in the top 20 of quarterbacks right now. And that just shows because the Jacksonville Jaguars are 21. Next, we have the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, they just continue to lose. The Atlanta Falcons, I told you, Michael Penix is dog shit. You could not have a guy like Michael Penix win you games. He can't throw over the middle. He tries to hit Drake London over the middle. Can't do it. He tries to hit Darnell Mooney over the middle. Can't do it. Anything outside the seams, right, or outside the numbers, he's okay at. He's good at. Everything else, he overthrows them. He throws behind them. He doesn't have it. And right now, I know you're going to say he's only started less than 15 games. It doesn't matter. He was like that in college, and now he's like that in the NFL. I know they played a close game, and you could take some optimism playing against the Colts in a close game. But how can you when they lost 4 straight games? I mean, they lost to the Niners, they lost to the Dolphins, they lost to the Patriots, and now they lost to the Colts. You could say that the Patriots is a close game. I understand 24-23, but losing the Colts as well, you lost 4 straight, and it's just brutal to watch. You guys need to play better, and I don't think this is your year. I don't think Michael Penix is the quarterback. You're going to probably comment and say, well, if you don't think Trevor Lawrence is the quarterback, and you don't think Michael Penix is the quarterback, who are the quarterbacks? I rather pay a guy like Davis Mills $5 than have to pay Michael Penix $30-40 million. I rather pay a guy like Will Levis $100 than pay a guy like Kyler Murray, right? Or Trevor Lawrence. I rather do that and just build around him, have a good O-line, have a good running back. You see what they're doing in Indianapolis. They're building around the team and then having a plug-and-play quarterback in Daniel Jones, and he is playing very well. That's how you do it if you do not have a top 10, top 5 quarterback that are just franchise changers, right? You don't have a Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Stafford. You don't have those guys. You need to build the team around them and then say, hey, quarterback, hey, Trevor Lawrence, I know your agent wants this money. Hey, Michael Penix, I know your agent wants this money, but fuck you. You're not that good. I'm sorry. You will not find that money anywhere else. Remember, it's a market, and it's a competitive market in the NFL, right? So if they're not going to pay Michael Penix, still just pay somebody else. And that somebody else can be a lot cheaper and help your team. And that's basically what it is. And now Atlanta, they're gonna have to come to dire straits, right? Two roads diverge. Robert Frost, if you guys do read poetry, they're gonna see what they want, and if they're gonna pay Michael Penix enough, pay Michael Penix at all. And they have a solid team. They have solid weapons. They have Kyle Pitts. They have Bijan. They have Tyler Algier. They have Drake London. They have solid weapons, but I think their quarterback is not there. I think their defense is actually decent, right? People said they were number 2 like 4 weeks ago, and they started losing. And I haven't seen Atlanta Falcons fans in my comment section since. So basically, that's it. They're at number 20. I had them at 19 last week, but yes, I'm not gonna really talk about these shitty teams anymore, right? Carolina Panthers. I mean, they just lost to the Saints and Tyler Shuck. And Tyler Shuck got his first win as a starter. And that's just beautiful to see because I was wondering when the Saints were going to start this guy because I'm like, how are you starting Spencer Rattler? You know he's dog shit. So why are you starting Spencer Rattler? Why don't we give Shuck a chance? And Tyler Shuck, former Oregon quarterback, former Texas Tech quarterback, former Louisville quarterback, he is proving that he is better than Spencer Rattler. And I'm wondering what took so long. He at least looks confident and capable. He had some wayward throws a little bit sometimes where he flooded the ball, but it also helps when JC Horn is falling on his ass everywhere, right? And JC Horn did not have a good game versus the Saints. But Bryce Young also, he is one of those guys where I'm like, can this guy win us a game? Everything looks great when you're ahead, right? When he's on script, when he's throwing slants, play action games working with Rico Dowdle running the ball well. Everything's working beautifully when you're up. But when you're down, can you make the plays that will count for us to win a game? Can you make us have a comeback? And I don't think Bryce Young has it, right? I don't think Bryce Young has it. I think he's too small. I think he's not a winner. And I think he's too skinny. And I just don't think he's a good quarterback. So then at 19, I have Carolina Panthers. They are actually still above 500, right? I think they still have a good record. So I can't really be hating on the Carolina Panthers. They're 5-5. They're 500. But they play the Falcons, then they play the 49ers, and then they play the Rams. So they might go on a big losing streak right now. So I have to put him right now at 19. Not the worst, right, Panthers fans? I know I have a lot of Panthers subscribers. Not the worst, okay? At 18, Houston Texans. They weren't even ranked on my things. I only ranked from 20 to 1, and they weren't even ranked with the Houston Texans with Davis Mills. Looks good. I know they played really bad to start the game, but they came back and they look good. And that's all that really matters. If you look good and you play good, that's all that matters, right? And their defense is elite. Will Anderson, I mean, this guy needs to be in DPOY conversations. He is that good. He is a game changer, like Max Crosby is, like TJ Watt is, like Micah Parsons is. He needs to be in that conversation. No one really talks about him a lot. I hear more conversations about Jared Verse than Will Anderson, and Will Anderson is like 5x the player that Jared Verse is. So they need to put more respect on Will Anderson's name. Stingley's playing well. Their defense is playing very, very well. And they're keeping them in games, right? How was they only scoring 5 field goals versus the Broncos last week? Or was it 2 weeks ago? I think it was last week. And keeping a Broncos team that has a very, very good Sean Payton offense to only 18 points. That's how good this team is from the Texans. I think the Texans are decent. And I think the Texans have to get respect. I mean, when CJ Stroud comes back, and honestly, I made a video about CJ Stroud. But against Seattle, he only looks right. And then he addressed it. And San Fran, when they played San Fran, he passed left majority of the time, and everybody was wide open because I think that San Fran had a game plan to challenge his right side, going to their left side and make them not. And he adjusted, and they were successful in that, right? Am I speaking English? I don't fucking know. But again, I think the Houston Texans are a decent team. Let's see their schedule, right? They started off very slow, 3 straight losses, but they have been win, loss, win, loss, win. And they play the Titans where they should get a win. They play the Bills that they should win at, I guess, I believe as well on Thursday Night Football, I'm guessing. And then they play the Colts, Chiefs, so they have a hard schedule, but they belong to be ranked at least, right? At 18. Next, we have the Minnesota Vikings. I think the Vikings are a decent team, right? I think McCarthy is just nervous, and Justin Jefferson was absolutely fed up. Did you see Justin Jefferson when the ball got picked off? Didn't even try to tackle the cornerback or safety. That is just really, really bad. Bad effort by your captain and Justin Jefferson. But They had chances in this game. Baltimore is just a better team. Did anyone really give Minnesota Vikings a chance to win that game? I know they scored an opening drive touchdown with Aaron Jones, but did anyone really give them a chance? Right? They're soft. I mean, their defense is just soft. They like for a team that has Brian Flores as their defensive coordinator. I didn't expect them to be this like bitchy, you know? I expected them to be like tougher, like how he is, and then they're not tough at all. I mean, let's look at this box score right here. Derrick Henry, 75 yards, 20 carries. Okay, good. 4.2 yards on average for the team, 150 yards rushing by Baltimore. Like, this is not what you want. Keaton Mitchell was going off today. This is not what you want. And Minnesota Vikings, I mean, they're trying to become a playoff team, right? They're 4-5. They're still in the hunt. They play the Bears, who is a good team, the Packers, the Seahawks. So they're probably out, right? They're probably going to go 1-2 there or 0-3, most likely. But you can't really put them anywhere. I mean, I'm just ranking shitty teams right now. So next is 16. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, what can we say about the Pittsburgh Steelers? I mean, what can we say? What can we say? They just lose, man. They lose. I know I like Aaron Rodgers. He's a good quarterback, right? He's a great quarterback. But right now, he was doing too much. I was watching, I think, Scott Van Pelt, and they were talking about how much he was overdoing. They had a basic run play to Jalen Warren to the right, and he basically opted out, tried to hit a slant to DK Metcalf. Bud Dupree, the Chargers linebacker, jumped the route, so he couldn't throw it. Then he dirted the ball to Jalen Warren's feet and basically killed the play. Even though the blocks by the O lineman and tight end were basically a free hole for a touchdown for Jalen Warren, and Aaron Rodgers tried to do too much, and that's just not a good sign. I think Aaron Rodgers right now needs to trust his people, right? His offensive coordinator, his quarterback coach, he needs to trust them and like, hey, I know you're Aaron Rodgers. I know you're one of the GOATs. You're one of the greatest. But hey, let's run the plays that we're calling, right? This is a team game. This is not an Aaron Rodgers game. And I think that's the problem. I think their defense looked a lot better against the Chargers, but I also think the Chargers O-line was really bad. So, I mean, if you looked at the Pro Football Focus, Bradley Bozeman, center, 36 out of 36. Uh, Pipkins, 36 out of 38. Like, their whole team is just bad. So that's where the Pittsburgh Steelers are. They're at 16 right now. They're not going to win the division. The Ravens will win the division. That's why I put them in my Super Bowl bound teams. They're Super Bowl bound. They're going to win the division. People call me crazy. Said, why is Baltimore there? This and that. Just wait, guys. I'm telling you, this is a power rankings for this week. Yes, but I'm not delusional. I know what I see, right? And Pittsburgh Steelers right now are the 16th best team. 15 is San Fran. I know people are going to be mad because San Fran, oh, they lost to the Rams. The Rams are a top 3 team in the NFL. This and that. The problem with the Niners is that their defense is just shitty. It's so bad. You could say that they're rookies. I don't care. I have to grade them what they are. They have no Fred Warner, no Nick Bosa. I have to grade them from what I see. I like the Niners, right? I like Mac Jones. I like this team, but I have to grade them from what I see. They're 3-3, 1, 2, 3. They're 4-4 or 3-4 their last 7 games, right? They play the Cardinals and Panthers and Browns. They should go 3-0 there. But I mean, I have to just rank them from what I see. They're not a good team. They're a middle of the pack team. That's why I put them at 15. And that's just the truth. They're the 15th best team. Next, Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears is a very, very good team, right? Caleb Williams is playing well. He is playing like the number 1 pick that they drafted. Ben Johnson's a hell of a coordinator. They are winning games closely against the Giants. I know the Giants are not that good of a team. Jackson Dart got hurt. I agree. But Chicago Bears are doing the deed, right? They won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 7 games. 6 out of 7 games, right? Then they play the Vikings. Then they play the Steelers and Eagles. So they'll have a tough road ahead. But right now, I got to put them at 14. They belong to be there. Last week, I had them at 15, but they belong to be there. Next, 13's Buffalo Bills. I know you guys are going to say, how are they 13? Where's the Chiefs? They beat the Chiefs. Whatever. I told you guys, they're not a good team. I don't know why it says previously ranked 13. They're at number 9 last week. And that realistically might have been too high. I'm not high on the Buffalo Bills. They cannot get open. Keon Coleman and Khalil Shakir cannot get open. Josh Allen, his first read can't be Jackson Hawes and Dawson Knox when Dalton Kincaid's out. That cannot be his first read. This is bad. Or Ty Johnson. That's who he's throwing. That's who he's depending on throwing because he knows his receivers cannot get open. So the Buffalo Bills defense is still shitty. I bet myself Devon Achane to have over 15.5 rushing yards and a touchdown, and he did that easily. I mean, the guy just blitzed their defense. Their rush defense is so poor. They're really not good at it. They're not really good at anything in defense. I mean, I told you they had to play a perfect game versus the Kansas City Chiefs, and they have a team that's built around to beat the Chiefs, but not any other team, right? They play every other team close besides the Chiefs, I guess, and they play perfect against them. You could say it's a hangover spot from the Chiefs win last week, but it doesn't matter. They lost the game versus Miami Dolphins, and they belong at 13. They're not a good team. At number 12, we have Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers just lost to the Patriots. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I actually I said the Patriots as my best bet this week. I said Patriots are going to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that's just that. Todd Bowles, 0-2, now 0-3 off a bye. He doesn't make, I don't know what it is. They come out chillax. They're over here sipping matas and freaking margaritas, mimosas, whatever they're doing. They're not ready to play after buys. And again, they were not ready to play. I know they scored an opening drive touchdown. And look, I didn't know if the opening drive, but they scored a first quarter touchdown to Egbuka. But they ran all over. Travion Henderson had 2 breakout runs. They just got blitzed. And they were the better team today. And the Patriots are a scary team, but Tampa Bay right now is falling apart. I know that they have injury woes, but they're falling apart right now. And I got to put them at 12, right? I got to put them at 12. At number 11, we have the Chargers. The Chargers are slowly getting up there back to where they're supposed to be if they had a healthy O-line, because they're actually a very good team if they have a healthy O-line. They have good weapons, they have a good defense, and they have a great quarterback in Justin Herbert. But you have to, and they have really good special teams as well. But you have to put them at 11 right now. They're winning games, and they're winning games. I guess you could say that they're supposed to be winning, right? They're supposed to be beating the Titans. They're supposed to be beating this Steelers team right at home. But they're winning games, and that's what you want. They play the Jaguars next, and they play the Raiders and Eagles and Chiefs. So they have a pretty decently hard schedule, and we'll see how that goes. But right now, I have them at 11. I think that might be a little bit too high, honestly, but I have them at 11 right now. At number 10, we have the Baltimore Ravens. They weren't ranked before. People are going to look at me and call me crazy. Shit, at least you call in. What's his name? Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson. They're playing well. They're playing a good team. They're going to win the division. Hey, guys, tidbit. They're going to win the division. So I have them at 10 now. If other rankings don't have them at 10, don't listen to them. Because you know why? Because they are clearly one of the top 10 best teams. I honestly think I should rank them higher. Because you're telling me right now they're not better than the Denver Broncos? You're fucking crazy, right? So I have them at 10 right now. The Baltimore Ravens are a good team when Lamar Jackson's playing. Lamar Jackson, remember, this guy was shit. And he actually worked on his game, right? Some quarterbacks actually get better like he does, right? Some quarterbacks don't get better, like Trevor Lawrence. And Lamar Jackson has gotten a lot better, and he's playing a lot better. And their run game looks good when Lamar Jackson's there, and they're actually playing decent, and they're beating the shit out of these teams, right? Miami, they beat the shit out of. Who do they just play? The Vikings, they just beat the shit out of. I know you're going to say 27-19 game, but they beat the shit out of them. They're way better. Everybody knew they were going to win the game, even though when they were down early, everybody knew Baltimore Ravens was going to win that game, and not to worry, but we got to put them at 10. Next is Indianapolis Colts at 9. That's too low. What are you talking about? Jonathan Taylor for MVP. He's my fantasy stud. Bro, they're soft. They are soft. That's just what it is. If you're soft, I can't trust you. And if you're made out of mayonnaise, I cannot trust you. Indianapolis Colts are a good team, right? I love Daniel Jones. I tweeted when Daniel Jones was a sophomore, and I said that Daniel Jones was going to be a first-round pick. He's going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. I said it on my Twitter. And I was right about that right now when people flamed on me because they said he was a first-round pick, but he sucks. And now he's playing well with the Indianapolis Colts. They should not be playing a close game with Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons are terrible. And Indianapolis Colts are playing close games with them. They lost to the Steelers, which is embarrassing. So they right now are number 9. They're soft. I mean, that's just the way to say it. Tyler Algier just ran down their throat on a they thought was a game-winning drive to end regulation, but the Colts hit a field goal to tie the game. But they belong at number 9. I mean, what else is there to say? At number 8 is Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos are a good team, but Bo Nix is terrible. Bo Nix, this team should be scoring 40 points a game because Cortland Sutton's open. Franklin's open. Everybody's open on this team besides Evan Ingram. But everybody's open on this team, right? They can run the ball. J.K. Dobbins. Harvey's open. Harvey has wiggle on him. They have a good team on offense, and they have a good team on defense. But this guy, Bo Nix, just misses receiver after receiver, and then he plays well for a quarter, and everybody on Denver Broncos just jerks off to him and says, yeah, this guy's so fucking good. Yeah, to Bo Nix. Oh, my God, legend. Well, put him with Peyton Manning and John Elway already. Why is he not in the Broncos Hall of Fame circle? Whatever you guys do, right? No, he is not that good of a quarterback. He's at number 8. And the Broncos team's at number 8. They're playing close game with the Raiders. And you know who else played close game with the Raiders? Was the Jaguars. So that's what I believe about the Broncos. I know they're winning games, but I don't care. I don't think they're better than the Chiefs. I don't think they're better than a lot of teams. They might win the division, but are they better than these teams? No. They're playing close games with the Texans, right? The Texans have a good defense. I agree. The Texans have a good defense. They're playing close game with the Jets. And then they're both solid win, obviously, is against the Eagles, but they're playing against close games against the Titans as well. So I can't really put them anywhere besides at number 8. I dropped them down from 7 last week. At number 7, we have the Detroit Lions. I mean, they just brutally molested the freaking Washington Commanders. The Commanders are a joke. Dan Quinn, I mean, this guy's supposed to be a defensive coordinator. He's a great defensive coordinator. But that's it. He's not a great head coach. He is not a great head coach. He wasn't in Atlanta. He wasn't now in Commanders. People are going to say, they went to the playoffs last year. They went to they went to the NFC Championship game. You know, they give up like 40 points a game, and this guy's supposed to be a defensive coordinator, a defensive coach. His defense sucks. His team is trash. Now they have no Jaden Daniels, but maybe, I don't know. I can't really put him anywhere, but Detroit Lions right now are at number 7. They beat them, and they did what's supposed to do. They're supposed to beat the crap out of these teams. And right now, their offense has looked better. Their offense has looked better. In the beginning of the year, it was not looking solid, right? It was not looking solid. And last week, they lost the Vikings, I know. But they play the Eagles at Eagles. That's going to be a big, big game right there. Right? Damn, Eagles play the Packers and the Lions. Wow, back-to-back. That's crazy. Then they play the Giants, Packers. So they have a tough schedule ahead, does the Detroit Lions. So I got to put them at 7 right now. They are playing well. At number 6, we have Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs having a bye. Can't really talk about anything else. They belong to be here. They're a very, very good team. They're a very good team. They have a good defense. Yes. They have a good quarterback, great quarterback. Yes. They have a really good tight end who's back in shape. Yes. And Travis Kelce. They have good receivers. Yes. Everything's checkmarked on how good they are. They're probably going to make it out of the AFC again. It's either them or Baltimore, I believe. And you got to put them at number 6. I had them at top 5, but they had a bye, so I can't really argue for them to be higher. But I had to have to put the New England Patriots above them. The New England Patriots are playing well, right? They're 8-2 or something, 8-2 or 7-2. They are playing very well. So I have to put respect on the Patriots. They're 8-2. I have to put respect on the Patriots. They're playing very, very well. They play the Jets next and the Bengals. They're going to win the next 2 games. Then they play the Giants and win the next 3 games. They are going to have a very, very good wins. They are a good team. Drake May, is he MVP? No. People need to stop saying he's MVP. I know they play a soft schedule and he's playing well, but Matthew Stafford definitely deserves MVP. Sam Darnold definitely deserves MVP. Those 2 are for sure ahead of Drake May. Don't even start that. But they are playing well. Travion Henderson looked good today. Diggs played really well today. Had a nice second quarter touchdown to end the end half with zeros on the clock. Great coaching by Mike Vrabel as well too. Going for the quarterback kneel to waste more time, because even if you kick a field goal, it's 3 points. Even if you kick a field goal, that's 3 points there. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers can kick a field goal. If you score too early, Tampa Bay can kick a field goal. It makes sense what he did. I agree with it. That was really good coaching. Even if they didn't score there on 4th and goal with 1 second left, I agree that was good coaching. I like that play call. That was really good coaching. We have to put New England Patriots at 5. They have an easy schedule coming up, so you got to put respect on them. At number 4, we have the Philadelphia Eagles, right? They haven't played yet for the Packers, but I'm pretty sure this game is going to be close. Whoever wins this game is either going to be 3-4 or 4-3. So either Eagles are going to jump the Packers or Packers beat the Eagles. I think the Packers should win this game. They had a letdown spot last week where they're looking ahead, obviously, to the Eagles. And the Eagles right now are playing against they played last week against the Giants, where they had a revenge spot, and now they're playing against the team that is probably to beat in the NFC and the Packers. People are going to say, why are they the team to beat? Because everybody knows how good the Packers are, right? They have Matt LaFleur, who's a good play caller. They have good offense. Tucker Kraft is obviously hurt, but whatever. The Eagles are good as well. The Eagles have Jihad Campbell, N'Kobe Dean, right? N'Kobe Dean, Carter in the middle. Their team is good. Brandon Graham, I think, just came back. Am I crazy? I got April Fools, but I think he just came back. Eagles belong to be at number 4. They're a very good team. They're a scary team, and they're Super Bowl champions. So you got to put respect on them. At number 3, we have the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers, I think they should win this game versus the Eagles, so I put them at number 3. What else is really to say about the Green Bay Packers, man? I mean, you guys are going to say, oh, you're going to clown me anyways. You're going to clown me anyways. They lost to the Panthers and they lost to the Browns. Who gives a fuck about those two teams, man? If they come out to play against the Eagles, they belong at number 3. True or false? If they beat the Eagles, they belong at number 3. So that's basically it. You have to put respect on them. I'm going to have them at number 3 because that's where they should be. They should be at number 3. They're the 3rd best team right now in the NFL because the 2 teams is the Rams. The Seahawks and the Rams. The Rams at number 2 is the 2nd best team in the NFL right now. The only reason why I do not have them at number 1 is because defensively, I don't think they're as good as the Seattle Seahawks. The Rams have Matthew Stafford, who's obviously playing for the MVP. Some moron commented and said, do you think Matthew Stafford actually cares about winning MVP? Yes. He already won a Super Bowl. He's won every accolade, right? But he hasn't won that MVP trophy, and that solidifies him as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. If he wins that, he belongs there. Because think about it. Matt Ryan has MVP. Is Matt Ryan a better quarterback than Matthew Stafford? Fuck no. So Matthew Stafford is trying to win that MVP. He's over here throwing one yard out routes to freaking Devontae Adams. Like it's like his life depends on it, or fade routes to Devontae Adams, or slants to Devontae Adams. He is trying his hardest to win this MVP. He had another 4 tutties today, 25-2 touchdown interception ratio. They beat the shit out of the 49ers, but 49ers have no defense. So I got to put the Rams at number 2. I think this is going to be a good game. And there's a reason why I have them at number 2. And I have number 1 at the Seahawks. And if you guys are arguing this, just look at the Vegas line, right? They're playing at Rams next week. Rams versus Seahawks in Los Angeles. Seahawks are plus 2.5, right? And if you want to say, wait, that means they're underdogs. How are they number 1? In sports betting, you give a 3-point spread to each side, right? If you're the home team, you get 3 points. If you're the away team, you get 3 points. If it's a neutral site game at the Super Bowl or a bowl game in college, it's 0 points, and then it's just whoever the better team is, right? So right now they're saying that if they played in Seattle, right, if they played at Lumen Field, the Seahawks will be minus 3.5, or the Seahawks will be minus half at home on a neutral site if they played. And this right now, I know it's an NFC game. I know they're in divisional partners, but this is the Super Bowl right now. I mean, these are the 2 best teams in the NFL right now. You can't really say otherwise. I mean, Jacksonville Jaguars, I literally turned on the TV. I literally see this guy has like 7 catches already, like 100 yards on the first drive. I mean, that's how good Jackson Smith-Njigba is. Sam Darnold didn't even do anything today, and they played well, which actually hurts his MVP chances. It kind of pisses me off because I have a ticket for $1,000 to win $75K on Sam Darnold winning MVP, which I called after week 1. So Sam Darnold's playing well right now, and they belong to be number 1. Next week is going to be a very, very interesting week, right? We have a lot of good matchups next week, and you got to put respect on these teams, right? But don't put respect on Trevor Lawrence's team, because Trevor Lawrence's team is trash. Michael Penix's team is trash. So, but next week, look how good this slate is next week, right? We have Carolina versus Atlanta. Woo! No, but seriously though, we have Tampa Bay versus Buffalo. That's a great game. We have Seattle versus the Rams. Good game, right? We have Baltimore versus Cleveland. Good game. Detroit versus Philadelphia. Kansas City versus Denver. These are good games that we have. Obviously, I just threw in the Baltimore versus Cleveland, but Baltimore is going to prove why I put them at number 10. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that. That is my Power Rankings video, Week 11 edition. Thank you. Like and subscribe.